to live in a different world. Greetings! What is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting for the first time in quite some time. Let's just see. I hope everyone can hear me. Levels look good. It's been a while. Got to check all the settings. Let's see if we can straighten this camera up a little bit. Boop. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Hooray! Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Midday Magpie. Yay! It's been some weeks. So I think I've picked out what should be a promising game of Company of Heroes 2. So probably just going to jump straight on into that here. If somebody could let me know if everything sounds good, that would be really good. It all sounds good on my end, but it's been such a long time. Well, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks or something, but yeah, goodness knows my settings do get knocked around and things do change. So yeah, if somebody could let me know if I sound good, that would be much appreciated. All right, a little bit rusty. Cool. Okay, thanks, A-Game, much appreciated. Groovy. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this game. Now, I would have, as is customary, a game of Tomod Deserts of Karak to start things off, but I'm not actually sure how long I'm going to have to cast today. Hey, Aki HQ. So yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm going to have to cast today, so I'm just going to jump into Company of Heroes 2, and we'll just see how it goes. And as the game gets started, I'll talk a little bit about where I've been and what the plan is going to be moving forward. So let's jump on into this game. So we have spawning in the north on Langreskaya, playing as the Overcommand West forces. It's going to be McBain. And spawning in the south, playing as the United States forces. It's going to be Isernus Cruz. Isernus Cruz. Isernus Cruz. Okay, all right. I think I'm just going to call him Cruz, because that's fairly easy to pronounce on the go. Looks like McBain going to be leading out here with an elite armored pick, so probably going to be some 2-2-1. Or at least I'm hoping it's going to be some 2-2-1 shenanigans, because that's a cool unit to watch. And yeah, as these two players move on out onto Langreskaya, I will just talk a little bit about where I've been. So basically, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that. It was like some way into or through July. The UK, for some inexplicable reason, decided to reopen most businesses and pubs and like stuff like that. So suddenly, after the lull of lockdown, there was just a shitstorm of work to do, like just a ton, because all the little jobs and everything that everyone had been leaving over lockdown because they couldn't be done, suddenly the wheels are turning again and work can be done. So all of a sudden I had to coordinate and put together a lot of works on a lot of buildings and just see to a lot of minor jobs and just coordinate with a load of people and write a load of contracts and put together a load of tenancies. And basically I've just spent the last 3 weeks like solidly working, and that in a way it's been great, because I'd always rather be busy than bored. That's just how I am. I can't stand being bored. And in a way it was kind of nice to get back to work. It was nice to, feel like I'm making some progress, get those wheels turning again, cross some things off the list. But my life got completely thrown out of whack. And you know what, also, I guess, because lockdown had been slightly lifted, I sort of like tentatively started having a tiny bit of a socially distant, socially responsible, but still social life. And that's been amazing. Thank God for being social again. Christ, I missed people. Lockdown has been freaking dire, to say the least. So yeah, it was really nice to just see some of my friends, hang out, have some good times, and I thank God for that, basically. So yeah, between work and play, I just didn't have any time to honor my casting schedule or anything like that, for which I apologize massively, and it's been constantly on my mind, trying to figure out when I can get some RTS in, because good God, I miss the games. So here I am, Midday Magpie on Monday, like old times, casting once again, and it's a good feeling. It's a great feeling. Now, asterisk, I am technically working from home right now. If at any time an email or a call comes through that needs my urgent attention, I regret to say I'm going to have to just go and jump and do that, because I'm technically working again, which sucks. It does suck. But on the plus side, I am working from home. Let's hope that nobody who is part of my work bubble ever discovers that I'm a streamer or like notices this Twitch channel, because otherwise, well, otherwise there's going to be an awkward conversation. But anyway, yeah. So I'm here, I'm casting, I'm really looking forward to it. I think we can boost the volume on this a little bit. And but as I say, if my phone goes off, what I'm just going to do is just pause the game and take care of it as quickly as I can. And hopefully we can keep on enjoying the company of Heroes 2 with the briefest of interruptions possible. Oh really, Aki HQ? Iron Harvest is out on beta. Interesting. Emma Duranki, what's going on, friend? Good to see you again. Yes, indeed, Magpie does live. I don't know if you were here for like the last 4 minutes of me explaining where I've been, but that's where I've been. But yeah, I'm back in some limited capacity. The schedule remains turbo hectic, but I will be streaming as and when I can because, dear God, I miss video games. So yeah, long story short, mate, basically lockdown ended. I had a huge backlog. I basically did 3 months of work in 3 weeks. So, you know, it's a good feeling. I love being productive. I love it. But it's taken its toll. It's taken its toll. And unfortunately, part of that toll is I just didn't have as much time for casting. And to be honest, it was so hectic. I basically gave up posting updates because I just thought I literally have no idea when I'll be able to cast again. So all the updates I would post would just be me saying, yeah, still can't cast this week. So I just thought, you know what, rather than that, I'll just cast when I can. And that's what I did. So yeah, now that all that's done, I'm hoping that I will have a bit more time moving forward where I can just be sort of do a regular casting window. But everything's still very busy at the moment, so we'll just have to see what happens. But so let's have a look at this. Hey, Asher Blois, good to see you. Hey, look at this, everybody. Are you guys all still in lockdown or something? Or are you guys all working from home like I am? What's the deal there? I'm really glad everyone's on. It's really hench that out of the blue with no real warning or announcement, we got so many of the crew back in chat. Love it. Really appreciate it. It's so cool. So let's have a look at what's going on in this game here, because I've been following the action a little bit. So, hooray, it is going to be a 2-2-1 opening here. McBain going to be making use of the light scout car afforded to him by the Elite Armored Doctrine, and that's a lovely thing to see. Hopefully we're going to see it vet up and then eventually go for the Foog radio set and start doing some cool things. Wow, Vox Grenadier is going to come in deep here to try and get the cutoff. STG's blazing here. This USF player actually considerably on the back foot. It's a little bit trailing in the scoreline. I'm not sure how the resource differential has looked this game, but McBain is being pretty active on the map. And if we crack the tack here, you can see the US units are basically concentrated in the base. So that's never a good thing for the Allied player, especially this early in the game. And I like the roster for McBain as well. MG42, got a Kettenwerfer on the way to help deal with the utility car. And triple Volks with early STGs on one of the squads there. And the 221 is really nice to round out the list, provide some mobility and some support fire in these engagements. Those Volks Grenadiers getting low, they're going to sneak out of the fight. For crews here, it looks like we've got Lieutenant Tech Opener, and it's going to be obviously the utility car off of the back of Triple Rifleman, so pretty standard stuff. I would say, well, I don't know, because I haven't really been casting for about 3 weeks, but the meta as I left it, it felt as though Captain Tech was just about, it was like 55-45 Captain Tech, Lieutenant Tech, as for what I'd see out of American players, which pretty much tells you that the balance of the game, at least internally, as far as the teching options for the USF faction goes, are like in a pretty good place, right? I mean, that says to me that Captain and Lieutenant are both super viable. Now, I don't know what the meta is like right now, and of course I base my opinions only on the games that I actually cast, which is a very small sample size. But yeah, it's pretty cool that the balance of the game, at least internally for a USF, seems like super healthy. Okay, so Datton reporting, Axis had double fuel for a while. Well, that is a beautiful start, especially for Elite Armored Doctrine. So that's going to be really good. Yeah, it looks like USF just now taking back that fuel. Oh, Aki HQ, you're filing paperwork right now. Love it, man. Love it. That's what I'm loving. This new working from home stuff is so real, and it's not like anyone's productivity is dropping off. We are well. Mine might be right now, but but generally working from home just seems to be like, why didn't we think of this sooner? How did it take a pandemic to make everyone realize that this is really cool? And here's the thing, it's really cool for employers as well, because all of a sudden you're outsourcing your office space into people's homes for free. And like, that's pretty goddamn massive, I will say, as an employer. Like, that is huge. So anytime that you can get your employees to do something for you for free, that's massive. In fact, I've even seen some companies and employers paying people to work from home, giving them an allowance, an office allowance, because people are having to buy their own office supplies, they're having to set up their own office space. You know, people are literally doing the work bit from home, and that is saving employers a ton of cash. So I've seen some employers actually offering financial incentives towards helping cover that expense, and I think that's super realistic. Oh, that, and you hate working from home. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the work-life split. I totally get you. It is actually, there is some sort of psychological benefit to like having to leave your house or like move around to get to the work part. Because otherwise you find the line between work and life sort of starts to blur, doesn't it? You'll be at home and then you'll be like, oh, I really need to do that bit of work, or you'll be working at home and then you'll be like, but kind of dossing around on your second monitor or getting distracted or thinking like, oh, sod this, I'm going to make some toast, and suddenly you lose productivity both relaxing at home and working, and like that sucks. So yeah, I feel you, man. I guess because I've been doing this for years, because I was working from home, I've always had my office in my home for like at least the last 6 years. I guess I'm a little bit more used to it, but it can be a real problem. There are days when it really drags. There are days when working from home sucks. I feel you. And yeah, Amadoranki, yeah, you're right. Not everyone can work from home. So hang on a second though. We've got some interesting developments here. Got the USF Mortar Squad present and correct. Reasonably decently early weapon racks here. Triple cap established by the OKW player. Oh, Volks Grenadiers getting tagged by a mortar. Your lieutenant's going to close up for the point blank damage on the Tommy gun. Gets deflected though. STG is able to hold the line. And that's going to be a nice trade there for the Axis player who, you know, the triple cap is good. USF Force is going to be moving up along the western flank though. Finally making some progress. Finally, it seems like, hopefully going to be grabbing this fuel point. And is he using the, what is this thing, the lockdown? So he's getting increased fuel income. The 221 is just secreted away over here, getting the increased fuel income. That is plus 33 over plus 16 right now. Oh, I mean, the American player is about to grab a fuel point, so that's about to start leveling out a bit, but damn. So the Foog radio set did complete, and that investment probably going to pay for itself, at least in terms of fuel, fairly soon. So Elpern, who, and by the way, hey Elpern, good to see you as well. Elpern, who is Icern's Cruz? No idea, never seen him before. I'll try and check after the game if I can, but I don't know. So did a squad of Volks get lost over that last phase of play? I feel like he lost a squad of Volks there. Yeah, okay, sorry. So I missed a squad wipe on some Volks, apologise for that. But yeah, some Volks were taken out. So okay, Cruz beginning to do something about retaking. Whoa! Look at this ambitious Schwer Panzer HQ. Jesus. I don't know about this on Langriskaya. I mean, it looks okay. He's actually going to get away with deploying it here. So that's fine, but your opponent already has a mortar. It's not super hard to get a couple of AT guns and work this down. And speaking of which, it's going to be Recon Support Company, and the airdrop combat group is coming in. Oh, sorry, no, that's not the one which... sorry, that's the one which gives you the pack howitzer. Sorry, I'm thinking of Airborne Company, which gives you access to the drop-in of the AT gun. So, okay, we're going to need Captain Tech before we can get access to the M1 AT gun. But, I mean, hey, a pack howitzer is basically as good as an M1 AT gun when it comes to wearing away this expensive Schwer Panzer HQ. So, it's lovely to get this huge flat gun. I mean, look at the range on this thing. That is a sweet position, I don't doubt, but... I worry that this tech building is going to get taken out at a crucial juncture later on. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Looks like the Foog radio is actually going to come under fire. Zook here. Well, what's the response time? McBain on it. He's going to actually... Whoa, I don't know about this micro. Okay, Obersoldaten in the hood, actually. I didn't see those. So the fallback comes down. That's really nice. Oh my god. Actually doing brutal amounts of damage onto this rear Esh squad. Oh god. Oh god, he's going to get maximum punish, and that's a Zook down as well. And 2 stars of veterancy onto the 221, so a nice response there to the 221 coming under threat. The Storm Pioneers are going to grab the Zook, so that's a nice pickup for them, literally. And so, all right, okay. Did he just buy the LMG? Yeah, so the LMG 34 coming down on the Obersoldaten, that's where all the munitions just went. And yeah, this is super brave, Dan. You're not wrong. Asher Blois, yeah, probably fair to say low skill game, but I mean there just were no super high players like out on the ladder. And to be honest, so far this hasn't been super low skill. I mean it's been pretty entertaining, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean. This was the top-rated game on the ladder. We work with what we have, and as ever is the case when I cast. And to be fair, low skill game, probably low skill casting as well. You know. Yeah. So, hey, whatever. We're just out here to have some fun. So, wow, we got some new emotes flying around in chat as well. Actually, I've not seen these ones. Okay, so I love the roster for the US player. We've got such good options. Paratroopers are here now. I would love to see him side tech into Captain Tech. I think machine guns would be really useful as this game goes on, and I still actually wouldn't hate having access to the M1. Oh, here's a good machine gun though. You can pick up an MG34 if you can secure it. Rifleman gonna move up, and there's actually just nothing here to stop this from happening. Oh no, McBain. Oh, this American roster, which was basically only missing a machine gun to be utterly brutal, is gonna be buffed with the machine gun stolen from the small but elite Axis roster, and now even smaller. So Panzer IV on the queue, going to be making use of the fact that fuel domination is basically providing accelerated access into this Panzer IV here for McBain, and that's nice. This Panzer IV is going to have his work cut out. Whoa, man, these Storm Pioneers are getting hooned on, man. The Mortar Squad plus the Pack Howitzer is actually a withering amount of fire, and this is actually... This is taking its toll on the units of McBain, but it's also making it very difficult to secure the midline of the map. And of course, you know, this is Langraskaya. That is the name of the game. So I really like the approach here from Cruz. I think it's really smart. This American roster looking super scary. He has major tech now. Like, look at the top left, look at the top right. There is more Americans on this battlefield than there are Germans. So that's a good advantage to have. If Bane went for mechanized, it would be GG. What, because you reckon he'd go for Stuckers of Fus? So, yeah, good point actually, Alpern. So, I mean, this Panzer IV potentially set to do quite well, because there is actually very little AT in this roster. I mean, there's a couple of Zooks here and there. Actually, one of them annoyingly finding the Panzer IV immediately. But yeah, there's actually very little in the way of hard AT in this list, isn't there? So we'll see. Oh, come on, mouse. Oh no, McBain. Not the best start in life for this Panzer IV. Immediately gets bopped by a Zook, which then paves the way for the AT grenade to break the engine. So not super efficient. Some rear ash here. Playing with fire. Wow, they get wasted as well. So, thanks for that. No. Yay, gotta love AVG software. So the Zook actually gets picked up by the Obersoldaten. Interesting. Who actually find a window to get up on top here. Are there munitions for a bundle grenade? Not actually, no. But he guns down the Pack Howitzer crew anyway. Obersoldaten with an LMG is pretty spicy. Oh, double Lukes? Okay, yeah, very interesting, Alpern. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, fair enough. That would be savage, actually. That is that killer instinct, Alpern. That is what you have there. So anyway, I wonder what the net income has been from this 221. Like, what has been the net fuel bonus income that we've seen? As there's a moment of quiet here. Oh. Except that there isn't. Volks Grenadiers getting tagged there. And double Zook Major actually providing a decent first wave of defense against this Panzer IV. Gonna fall back. That was a risky to stay for the second barrage. We've seen Panzer IVs repeatedly, even in this game, Gib infantry squads. Jackson gonna be the choice. So Yeah, I love the Jackson. That makes a lot of sense. That is the hard AT that this USF army is so severely lacking. And if there was a window for McBain to exploit that in his opponent, that is now closing. And that's kind of a shame. And I think once the Jackson arrives, oh god. Oh no. I mean, losing those Volks. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking pretty grim for McBain now. You know, you cannot afford to be losing core infantry when your army is this small. You cannot afford to be losing core infantry when you want to be spending fuel. So that's a great shame. And the primary strength of this OKW army, which has been the armor, is, I mean, the Jackson's going to change that dynamic. So that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. McBain's goggles seem to be doing nothing. That is some reference I'm not getting. What am I getting? I don't get it. I don't get it, Emma Duranki. So, okay, what do you do now as McBain? What are we saving for?
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
I don't know. I'm not even sure that I like Storm Tiger, to be honest. We'll see. I think the Jackson did just reveal itself. Got a shot on the Panzer IV by the look of it, and then got warded off by the Kettenwerfer. So, if you know your opponent has a Jackson, do you really want a Storm Tiger? Oh, it's a Simpsons reference? Okay, fair enough. I was a Simpsons fan, actually, a long time ago. I mean, a really long time ago, when I was like 13, 14, around there. Maybe even younger, actually. So it was probably like seasons 3 through 6 of The Simpsons. I really loved that. And I still enjoy The Simpsons, but I don't go out of my way to watch it or anything. I'm a South Park guy, actually. Love me some South Park. That is... I just love South Park. You know what, actually, whilst we're talking about cartoons, what are good? Rick and Morty is, like, great. How can you not love Rick and Morty? It's just so on point in so many ways. And they did another cartoon as well, actually. Oh, man, what was it called? The guys who did Rick and Morty did another cartoon, but I actually can't remember what it's called now. But it's really, really funny as well. I really like it. Bit of a distraction there. Speaking of distraction, there's Panzer IV coming deep here, looking to work down the base defenses. Kettenwerfer are going to creep in to contribute some damage, but the Jackson's going to come in from the flank. Jackson not rolling the best of hits, actually. Panzer IV still pretty healthy. Obersoldaten in a decent position here to scythe down some of this US infantry. The Jackson's going to poke back in. The Panzer IV kites back. This looks like a decent fight. The Kettenwerfer will turn. Oh, but it's too slow to acquire the Jackson. Oh no. So, okay, actually, no, okay, he re-wrangles it again. That's a fine angle. Now he covers the Jackson very nicely. So that's good. Storm Tiger was actually purchased. Oh, God. So that's going to force the fallback. And McBain taking this weird approach of trying to force the issue here. So he could use the Storm Tiger to break these defenses. The Kettenwerfer is also still in a fine position to keep sieging them. You probably don't want to... Is he going to Storm Tiger here? Oh, no. Where did he aim it? If it's here, he's out of luck. Did he get any kills with that? Got 2. Alright, half a level, not bad. That could have been a lot worse, obviously. Clearly he really, I mean we know, because we have no fog of war, he really wanted to target it somewhere in this box. But I like the thinking there from McBain. That was a tense moment, shall we say, for Cruz, to say the least. So yeah, that was pretty scary. And I mean... I love a good Storm Tiger game. And can this Storm Tiger roster with double Obersoldaten, Volk, Storm Pioneer, MG, with 1 Kettenwerfer, is this the beginnings of a workable solution here for McBain? I just don't know. The Storm Tiger is actually... You know, I've said this many times, but most of the value, or at least a decent wedge of the value that the Storm Tiger brings to the game, is not in the damage, of course, that the actual shell does. That's a bonus if you get it, but it's not guaranteed, and a smart opponent will be very good at mitigating the actual damage you do with the Storm Tiger. The premium that you get out of the Storm Tiger, the best part of the value, is really just the scare tactic. It's the respect that your opponent has to pay for... so he did get the weapon station down here. Oh, the weapon station, you mean this? Yeah, no, those can't blow up. That would be cool, though. yeah, that is the respect that your opponent has to pay to the, what is it? It's like, what is this thing? It's like 300mm rocket. Oh, he's gonna fire it again. Oh, I don't know about these shots, man. No, he's just twitching the barrel. There we go, yeah. Because you got to force your opponent to respect this unit, and it forces so many fallbacks. Jackson here going to line up some nice shots into the Storm Tiger. Going to grab itself some veterancy, of course, as it does, and that's a nice thing for the USF player. But if McBain is able to carefully manage these Storm Tiger rounds, it actually is probably going to get quite difficult for the US player to hold on to mid. So let's see if Bane is able to leverage the Storm Tiger enough to break the scoreline differential, to break mid. Okay, yeah, he gets some Oversoul onto mid. Where's the Storm Tiger? Is it reloaded? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, of course it's reloaded, yeah. So the other cool thing about the Storm Tiger, of course, is you can, as we've seen McBain do repeatedly in this game already, you can fire it over line of sight blockers and through most stuff. The rocket will go through most stuff. Annoyingly, it still glitches out and almost always hits if you try to fire over the middle of a point. Oh god, that's probably a good shot going here. Oh god! That could have been utter mayhem. Instead, it was only mild mayhem. But still, I mean, look, forcing 3 American squads off the line for like 25, 30, maybe even more seconds is absolutely fine. Like, that's some value. Sorry, that's my doorbell. I gotta go. I'll be right back, I promise. Hey guys, sorry about that. Alrighty, we're back. Let's see. Sorry about that. This is what I mean about kind of working from home and stuff. That's just somebody dropping off a load of keys for a job that was happening today. And anyway, details are irrelevant, but I'm back. So, alright, we're back in this crazy Storm Tiger game. Hooray! Oh, how about that? First game back, and we got a Storm Tiger game. Loving it. So McBain manages to decap mid, and that's crucial. The scoreline essentially even. Oh, nice bundle grenade. And now USF forces are back on mid. Now, the Panzer IV actually needs a moment to repair here. And there's double Jackson out, so that's pretty scary. Oh god, Storm Tiger has to even respect that level of firepower. You know what, actually? Did he complete the tech tree? No. We've actually got quite a lot of fuel. I actually wouldn't hate a Panther here just to help deal with these Jacksons a bit. Oh no, the Storm Tiger stricken here. What support is there for this Storm Tiger? Oh god, he's getting all kinds of gummed up. Are we? Oh no, they're in the rear armor. Oh, that's probably a dead Storm Tiger. This is looking so bad. This is looking so bad. Jagdpanzer is a nice choice here. I actually really like it. He's going to try for the shot. There, nice split there. Crew's not falling for that. And that'll be the end of the Storm Tiger shenanigans this game. So, wow. Okay, things look really rough now for the OKW player. It is going to be a Panther is going to be the choice, but this Panther without a Storm Tiger is infinitely less good. So, yeah. Panther can get kited, Jagdpanzer can't. Good point there, Alpern. Honestly, I think either of them are fine. But now that, I mean, sorry, okay, let me rephrase. I think either of them were fine if you have the Storm Tiger. Without the Storm Tiger, I actually think I do prefer the Jagdpanzer for a number of reasons. It's a lot cheaper. And I actually just think it's better for the job at hand, which is just keeping these Jacksons at bay. And the Jagdpanzer is also a pretty sweet investment because it just develops a lot quicker than a Panther tank. Like, because it costs less and it vets up real quick. Oh god. Well, that'll be the end of the Panzer IV then. Oh no, this was so ambitious. What were we doing? Wow, that Panzer IV had no business being diving in this far without support. Oh god. Where did you think the Jacksons were? I mean, they basically had to be there, right? Ooh. Oh no. Well, I feel like the wheels are slowly falling off here for McBain. And this is unfortunate. I feel like Cruz, to be honest, has basically been the driver's seat this whole game. And that's cool. And McBain had been doing... Oh god, mine's in a great position. Oh, that'll be a Panther down. I'm breaking the engine at a crucial moment. That's game. That's game. They don't come back from that. Yeah. I think we can go ahead and leave the game now, McBain. That's my feeling. Because, wow, we're an elite armored doctrine now with no armor. I mean, I suppose we've got the 221, but no real armor to speak of. Creative name, if I'd have seen that game, I would have cast it. Okay, cool, there we go. Wow. Wow. Cruz there with just a neck snap moment. Just killed the Storm Tiger, and then a couple of poor decisions from McBain in the aftermath of that turning point, and the game rapidly ended. Super sick management of a Gazgul? Gagzul, okay. Yeah, super sick management there of... I think we're going to hop into... actually, we've just watched an OKW versus USF on Langreskaya. Maybe not that one. Aki HQ, you did miss the Storm Tiger action. Hot diggity, it was damn good. Yo, creative name. Are you going to start... playing again? Are you heading in for another? Because we could cast it. Elpern. Okay, tell you what, actually, whilst we just have a little moment here in between the games, I'll bring you all back to a picture of my face. Hey. Elpern asks, when am I going to start casting tournaments? I mean, I'd love to cast tournaments, but they already have casters for the tournaments, and I don't want to like muscle in on any tournament and just be like, I'm gonna get in and start casting this. So I guess if and when they ask me to cast them again, I don't know who the new community manager is for Relic. I know it used to be Kyle, and like Kyle and I had like a decent dialogue. Like we weren't like besties or anything, but like we did speak, and he was really awesome for helping me like get into casting tournaments and stuff. And whoever the new community manager at Relic is doesn't get back to me. Like, literally has never contacted me, despite me emailing them a few times and trying to be like, hey, I'd love to like help out with the casting of tournaments and stuff. So, I don't know, is the answer. We'll just have to see. I know, Elpen. I know I'll have to ask the organisers. It's just that the organisers won't get back to me. So, make of that what you will. Maybe they're too busy. Maybe the old Magpie's credentials don't quite come up to muster. I don't know. But I'll ask them again. There's no harm in trying. And I would love to cast some tournaments again. It's been so long. So I'm having a look, and it doesn't seem like there are any really good-looking games, if I'm honest. Join Discard and ask Kurihi and AE. Yeah, sure. AE and I are like not exactly enemies. Now, what am I saying? We get on. We get on. Again, we're not like besties. We don't like talk every day or anything like that. But we've had our share of fun in the past. Where am I going to write this down? I got to write that down about Kurihi though. So it's Kurihi. Yeah. And Dutchman about the weekend. Okay, cool guys. Thanks for the suggestions. Right. Writing this down. Kurihir. I mean, if it's a live 2v2 tournament, I would cast that for sure. I mean, I love 2v2. It's hectic as hell, but I mean, if it's like tournament level stuff, then I'm game for that, definitely. So yeah, sure. Maybe I'll poke AE and ask him if he needs any help. Does Stormless still cast? Is Stormless still in the scene? I don't know. All right. So let me show you guys the lobby. Here we go. So we can take a punt on this guy who is unknown. I have no idea who this is. And Gagzul on Arnhem Checkpoint. Or we can cast another OKW versus USF on Langraskaya, which, like, to be honest, I'm kind of inclined to do that. I love the OKW versus USF matchup, and it would be a nice opportunity to take another look at it on the same map. And we don't often do that, actually. Arnhem game. Emma Duranke wants to see the Arnhem game. Hey, Mobsin. Thanks very much, friend. It's nice to be back. Okay, go on then. We'll cast the Arnhem Checkpoint game. But that one actually doesn't start until 4 minutes time. Go on, we'll refresh one more time. Come on, give me some different news here. Throw me another game. All right, I tell you what, we'll keep refreshing until the Arnhem game is ready, and then we'll probably jump into that one. So here we go. Today's tea, we've got some lovely jasmine pearl with 2 leaves of lemon verbena that a friend grew for me, and it's very tasty. This is like my new favorite thing. It's like green pearl, like jasmine pearl, with like a little hint of lemon verbena. It's so good. Sugar. It's a good thing I swallowed the tea, so I didn't, instant like spray all over my screen and everything. No, hell no, you don't put sugar in tea. God, yikes. Now, I mean, you can put sugar in tea if there's milk in it, but this is like green tea. You don't put sugar in green tea. It would be awkward. And no milk. Indeed, you do not put milk or sugar in green tea. It is not done. All right, let's refresh this lobby again. Okay, we've got a Feynmanville approach game with Hoy Jimmy 890 and Coase. All right, that's probably the one to go for, I reckon. Okay, let me just, I'll bring you guys on in so you can have a look. It's really funny, actually. A lot of people who are not British, if you're like, oh yeah, like milk, no sugar, they're like, I'm sorry, what? And you're like, yeah, I'd like milk and no sugar in my tea. And they're like, you put milk in your tea? And it's like, yeah, that is a really British thing to do, to be fair. A lot of places in the world you go, the idea of putting milk in tea is like, it would be like putting wine on your breakfast cereal. It's like, it's so unintuitive, it would like stun you. It's really, really funny. When I was in Japan, they have this hilarious thing, because in Japan it's all Chinese tea, so it's all green tea, just like this. No sugar, no milk, no thought of it. It's all oolong, it's all, it's basically all green and black teas. But they do have milk tea, which they literally just sell as a milk tea, and they serve it at like 55 degrees, so it's like warm, but not hot, it's just warm. And it is like 90% sugar and entirely milk. It's like the weirdest thing. Just if you ever go to Japan and you're in a supermarket or anywhere, just try out one of their milk teas, just so that you know what the experience is like. It's like so many things in Japan, it's a foreign thing they heard of, and then they did it their own way, and it is just bizarre. Yeah, Mobsin likes a builder's brew. That's the good stuff. There is an ongoing debate in the UK about the order of tea. Yes, milk first, or that milk then, or water then milk, and so on. Yeah, a lot of people will do it wrong. English breakfast tea is the way. I literally have to have a mug of English breakfast tea. That's the first thing I do when I wake up every morning. Otherwise, Magpie is not a happy magpie. Meat ice cream? Holy No, I'm pretty sure we don't make that. No discussion. Only a monster would put milk in first. Agree. Putting milk in first is actually the wrong for many scientific reasons. Wine in breakfast cereal is a mainland European specialty. All right. I mean, I'll believe you. I don't think it is. Okay, I'm going to jump in and cast this game between Hoy Jimmy 890 and Coase on Fame and Vil Approach. It's going to be a Vermac versus USF, but we've got at least 5 minutes to wait, so I'll tell you what, whilst we wait, let's bring you on back. Scandinavians drink 99% coffee all day. Yeah, but that's because Scandinavians live like 3/4 of the year in borderline perpetual twilight and midnight darkness. It's like the Scandinavians do a lot of weird stuff because if you don't do it that way, you die of depression during their long, 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 dark winters. And I massively respect the Scandinavians for it. Love them. They're amazing people, and the things that they do to survive those long, dark times are amazing. And also, if you've never experienced summer in Scandinavia, you basically, like, not sound cliched, but you basically haven't lived. When it's summer in Scandinavia, it is like the sun is up for 19, 20 hours a day, and it is hot. Like, it's insane. And everybody stays up till like 2 or 3 in the morning because that's when it gets dark. Like, it's so late, and then you just like get up in the afternoon. It's like... And it's because that's the only time. It's like 3 or 2.5 or 2 months when it's like this. They just party. Like everyone just goes mad. It's great fun. I love it. They're so cool. Milk first? Datton. And I thought we were getting on so well. Less of a discussion, more of an inquisition. Yep. Burn the witch. Burn the milk first errors. Yeah, the French do some weird stuff, Emma Duranke. Every time I'm like, God, wouldn't that be weird? And someone's just like, oh yeah, the French have a word for that. It's this. And I'm like, people eat that? It's like a thing? I mean, I love the French as well, to be honest. They've got such attitude about how they do things, and it's brilliant. And the language. And the women. Ugh. "22 hours? Elpern, are you in Scandyland? Whereabouts are you, Elpern? 22 hours of sun. Shit. That's pretty good. Alright, we've got 2.5 minutes till this game, by the way, so we're just counting down now. Yeah, the French drink wine during work and they serve beer in the cinema because they are a cultured country. Oh, you're Swedish, Elpern. Okay, amazing, cool. I've actually never been to Sweden, but I would love to. It's on my list. You have some of the most beautiful roads. I would love to just take my motorcycle and drive through Sweden for a couple of months. I would love that. Yeah, Sweden looks amazing. Also, you have some amazing words. I can't remember any of them now because it's been too long, but some people taught me a few Swedish words that you have for a few things here and there, and I'm just like, wow, you actually just have a word for that, which in English, like, you would have to spend some time talking about, and it's like, cool. I've been to Finland a bit, which I know is not Sweden, but it's nearby. That's my experience of Scandinavia. I've been to Finland, and I've got some friends who are like Finnish, so I'm exposed to the culture a little bit. Sweden, not so much, but I'm so curious. It looks amazing. Yeah, I live in a city in England called Bristol, and in Bristol we've got a couple of really like classy cinemas, which I can't go to at the moment because of COVID, but they're so classy. Like when you buy a ticket, like they come and ask you if you want any like blankets or cushions, and you get like a massive double sofa, and you can just relax into it with whoever you're at the cinema with, and then they will come and serve you food and beer like throughout the film. It's just like, oh my god, they're so... If you're going to go to the cinema, there's 2 ways to do it. Either pay dirt cheap and watch the film and enjoy it, or pay like a decent price, but make an experience out of it. Those are the two ways of doing cinema. I don't understand how modern cinemas are just like asking you to pay the same price as a DVD for a shit experience, you know? Like, most cinemas I go to, the projector isn't even in focus, and I can tell that the audio is out, and it's like, you know? Lagom and fika are probably the words most people think of. Neither has translation, so I'm going to have to Google those later. There are countries that don't sell beer in cinemas? There are. Yes. Most of them. Oh, hey, do you guys like my new badge? Check it out. I thought it seemed appropriate. Okay. I'll be back in 1 second, and then our game is ready to begin. I'm just going to check my phone just to make sure no one's trying to call me about anything urgent.
The Maschinengewehr team is awaiting orders.
Okay, we're good. All right, so our game is ready. Let's jump on in. Sporting in the north, playing as the Wehrmacht forces. It's going to be Hoy Jimmy 890. And spawning in the south as the American forces. It is going to be the mechanized company of Coes. Been a while, just wanted to make sure I got that commander name right. So yeah, probably going to be some WC-51 shenaniganry in the early stages of this game. Yeah, the thing about the British and the... It's not really just. It's not. This is not a criticism of all British people. It's a criticism of the British public. Once you expose the British public to alcohol in any form, whether it's at a pub or pretty much anywhere, there's this drinking mentality that takes over, and they just ruin it for everyone. It's shit. I can't stand the British public when they start drinking. I love drinking with British people in the comfort of our own homes, and I even have fun drinking with British people out. But like, honestly, your average British, like, the public, when they start drinking, it's shit. Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, if you serve beer in every cinema in England, what you would have is a lot of fights and vomit in cinemas, and that would be bad. So it's yeah. All right, here comes the WC-51. Oh yeah, loud snacks in cinemas is another, like, what? Like, why? You know, sell quiet snacks. There are so many things you can eat that are not ridiculously crunchy. Popcorn is like the standard cinema snack, and it is like the least appropriate thing to eat in a cinema. Doritos is another one, yeah, you're right. My countrymen do seem to deactivate the thinking bits of the brain a bit faster when drinking. Yeah. Yeah. Englishmen, Scotsmen, Irishmen, Welshmen. They just think alcohol is the best thing ever. It's basically like cocaine for them. They just think it's the best thing ever. They just go wild. Weirdly enough, actually, yeah, one of the other cultures I've seen that also kind of does this a bit is Japan. When they drink, they really drink. And they love to drink, because alcohol is basically the only legal psychoactive substance in Japan. It's the only legal one, so it's the only thing they get off on, basically. And so when they do it, they really, really like to do it. And they like to do it often. So yeah, so when I went to Japan, I was just like, you guys kind of drink like the British, don't you? You get fucked. Like, you know, I was just like, I was not expecting that for a nation as reserved and polite as the Japanese. But then again, you know, the British are also a small island nation renowned for being overly polite and a bit reserved, and then so it all suddenly made sense. I felt right at home in Japan. How the British survived evolution is beyond... Mate, the British survived evolution by having the biggest stick. And I'm not proud to say that at all. It's gross. That's because the Japanese have 138-hour work weeks? Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. There was very much a sense of that. my colleagues would be like, hey, you know, Magpie, you want to come out for drinks after work? And I was just like, that sounds nice. That'll be social. Great. And like literally like clockwork, every 20 minutes they would order the next pint with 2 shots. And they'd just come. They would just come. The waitress would just be like, more beers, more shots, more beers, more shots. And I was just like, you know, I didn't stand a chance. For the record, I'm a lightweight. I really cannot drink very much alcohol. So alcohol just destroys me. There is a very good reason for that as well. I have a genetic predisposition to not be able to process alcohol very well. So when I drink, it doesn't get broken down for ages, which means that I get fucked and I stay fucked for ages. And then the next day, I am not good. So yeah, alcohol doesn't really agree with me. I can enjoy it in very small amounts. Okay, sorry. I should probably pay attention to this game. So yeah, WC-51 is out and about. We got Lieutenant Tech here. Looks like it's going to be... so we've got Like the Mechanized Company, Infantry Company, Commanderless actually so far here for Jimmy 890. And it's going to be Quad Grenadier, so could well be German Infantry Doctrine. What else have we got? Ostrapen and Jaeger Infantry. Okay, so... I think it looks as though Jimmy 890 might actually be doing that thing where, like, it actually makes... where he's actually doing German infantry the correct and smart way, where you see how the opening game goes, and then you judge whether you have the munitions... Oh my god, that mortar! The mortar half-track is out. Nearly got a squad wipe there. But anyway, yeah, Jimmy 890... Just taking the time to actually ask the question, is my munitions income going to be good enough in the first 10-12 minutes of this game to justify a German infantry pick? I think a lot of players pick German infantry, you know, second one of the game, like in the, you know, minute one, and then they just and then if they get off to a bad start and they're not able to control the munitions points, and then they're stuck with this commander that demands a load of munitions, but they don't have the munitions to actually make it pay off, and then the game goes terribly. And it's like, well, if you didn't pick the German infantry doctrine in the first, you know, immediately as the game started, you might actually be okay. You might actually be able to pick something else and make a go of it. You might actually be able to find some value that gets you back into the game with another commander. But so I'm hoping Jimmy 890 is just doing this thing where he's going to figure out, do I have the munitions to justify German infantry, and then go for it? Because I feel like a lot of the benefit of Ostrapen Doctrine we've already passed by. He's thrown down his tech. We're 7 minutes into the game. You've got Quad Grenadier. This doesn't really look like a time when you really want to be calling in Ostrapen, unless you're going to use the doctrine for the other things, the field officer, the supply drop, and the railway artillery, which are reasonable, but not great. So, we'll see. The mechanized company just still hooning away here. The mortar half-track going to be providing some fantastic support here, and that's really nice. It looks like a 2-2-2 here is going to be the adaptation to start hunting down these light vehicles that the American player is bringing. Emma Duranky, man, thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you have a good day at work. Good to see you, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the weeks to come, as and when I'm able to cast more. Have a good one, Emma Duranky.
The capture point is being overrun. They're flanking us. Bring us.
So got a 50 cal mixed in here. Hang on, wait. 50 cal's on Lieutenant Tech. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Ha! Of course it is. Okay, so the whole of the last game I was going on about how we should go into Captain Tech to get the 50 cal. That was wrong. Turns out if you don't cast for a few weeks, you get a little bit forgetful about exactly where the units come from, apparently. But okay, yeah, so we've got a 50 cal on the field. These two armies seemingly very well matched at the moment. I think that the tilting factor is the the mortar half-track, because there's no indirect fire support for the Wehrmacht player, and that mortar half-track is just free to chip away at these Wehrmacht squads, and any hit really forces a fallback. And you know, there's an MG which is quite a static target, very susceptible to those mortars. So, oh, WC-51 here getting caught out. Takes a lick of fire there, I believe from, was that the MG-42? Yep. On incendiary, that's what it was. But not able to get the kill, so that's a bit frustrating to invest the munitions in the incendiary ammo and not be able to pick up the kill there on the truck. But not the end of the world. The 222 still just patrolling around the map, policing the advances of this American infantry, but Zooks are starting to pop up on some of these units now, so the 222, Jimmy 890, going to have to be on his toes here. German infantry doctrine does get picked, so I imagine we're going to start seeing G43s and veteran squaddies start appearing on these grenadiers as the game moves forward here.
We're losing a capture point.
Yeah, the mortar actually does synergize quite well with the Jeep, you're right, Dan. It's nice to see. As Wittens 222 Sehr interessant. Ach, nein. He cancels it. And goes for a GR34. I like that. I don't think the second 222 would have been the ticket here. It probably would have been okay, depending on how you micro it, but I think it's a little bit like diminishing returns with 222s. Because they're so fragile. It's not like Panzer II Lukes, where like a second one is like another solid block of force. I think 222s can die so quickly. Having two of them is a little bit dangerous. It's a bit fragile, and you're never more than like a second away from disaster. I mean, if you've got the chops for it, and if you reckon you can perfectly micro two 222s for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or even longer, sure, credit to you. But I just don't often ever see that done. So, how good is counter barrage versus half track? A very good question, Aki HQ. That's hopefully someone with a little bit better game knowledge can answer that one. Don't know if anyone feels like stepping up to the plate to field that one. So one of the veteran squad leaders is here, and of course we've got the Flammenwerfer that's been on these Pioneers for a little while now.
A capture point is being overrun.
Jimmy 890 actually, for getting off to what appears to be quite a resource disadvantage, has actually got a pretty decent scoreline advantage of 100 tickets actually. I wasn't really cognizant of that until just now, so that's pretty cool. That's a nice cushion to have. Especially now because the American player is pushing hard. Oh, Zook in the building, gets a nice shot. The 222 forced to scurry back. Where's the GR34? Okay. Firing from a very safe location, actually. I like the GR34 a lot. It's a budget solution that provides indirect fire support, and that by itself is a lot of value. I actually, clearly, the problem is it plays into this mortar half-track because it's another very static target for the mortar half-track to ping down, like the machine gun. So I think it's because the mortar half-track is out on the map that we see the GR34 as just having to take shots from so far back. I mean, ideally you'd want them to be taking shots from here, or maybe here, or here, like just a bit further forwards. So, you know, the advantage of the mortar half-track is it has no setup time, it has no teardown time, so it is so good at countering weapon team infantry weapon teams, sorry, and so good at countering the GR34. So I like the GR34, it's just clear it's having a hard time. Double mortar half-track! Oh! Oh! I think I really like this. I think this actually punishes German infantry really well. I don't know if this is putting too many eggs in one basket. We'll have to see exactly how this plays out. But I like the idea. Let's see how it goes. The 222 did get wasted there actually, Mobson. Did you see? Okay, here it is. Yeah, I didn't see exactly. Did the 50 cal get it? Yeah, the 50 cal must have got it. So yeah. Oh, rear echelon Zook got it. All right, fair enough. So, okay, Jimmy 890 in a tough spot now, under pressure, because we've got a lot of BARs, we've got a lot of indirect fire support, and we've got an American player who's fleshed out the tech tree now with the major tech here. So, this is dangerous. Actually, kills a rifleman squad, as I was just saying that, actually. Was that a rifle grenade over here? I think it was. Sorry, I was like, my eyes were elsewhere, but I'm pretty sure that was on the screen somewhere. Second squad leader on the unvetted squad rather than the 2-star squad. Interesting. Datton, can you elaborate a little bit more about the significance of that? Because, is that a mistake or is that good? That's what I'm asking. Because I can see arguments either way. Like, because if you put it on the unvetted squad, like, having 5 men makes it more durable. It also means that you vet up faster because the DPS steps up. But putting it on the more vetted squad means that you're protecting your more valuable squad by enhancing its HP. So I can see arguments either way. Ko's adapting the make stuff explode strat. Yeah, sure. Certainly is. Okay, a brave push out here by Jimmy890. Going to get the machine gun deployed. Gets the GR34 into a decent forward position at last. Only 3 men, though. That could die very easily to these mortar half-tracks. That's dangerous, actually, almost. And finally going to start trying to push forward with these 5-man Grenadier squads. Trying to take some ground here. MG42 gets flanked, though. They'll have to fall back. The Grenadiers can keep fighting for a bit here, but the mortar half-tracks are still just going to keep firing, and nothing can touch these half-tracks. So you have to feel like these are German infantry now surrounded with a little bit less support, no machine gun. The mortar here is going to have to fall back as the WC-51 is able to find an angle to exploit it here. And now the mortar half-tracks can creep forwards. And I am actually loving this composition from Ko's. This looks really good. Jimmy890, though, support armor core is done, and it's going to be a Stug here. And the Stug makes a ton of sense. I reckon this is a really sweet adaptation here from Jimmy890. The Stug obviously good against pretty much all targets. It's a budget option as well. And it can be pretty terrifying if you're able to find an angle to fire on these mortar half-tracks. So I like that. Veteran... yeah. Upgrade. So creative name says, I generally think upgrading your least vetted squad should be... Your least vetted squad should be upgraded first, but the difference is negligible. Okay, yeah, I buy that. That's the way I see it as well, creative name, because if you upgrade the squad with DPS that will benefit from more experience for longer, that seems to make a lot more sense. If you put it on a 3-star squad, that seems a bit weird because you're not benefiting from any of the extra experience. I appreciate that the 3-star squad is the investment that you want to protect, and they'll also have the most bonus DPS because they'll have the better stats, but I don't know, the experience is really good, and you can make more 3-star squads faster by putting the veteran squad leader and the gun on the squads that are lower bet, so I don't know, that's just how I see it. Anyway, here comes the Stug, going to roll on out here. WC-51, oh, the shot clips the wall, but the Stug on the road is relatively speedy. Actually going to take a detour here to take some shots into the mortar half-tracks. Oh, this is nice. He's going to keep creeping forwards here. We'll get a kill shot. The option here, will he roll a hit? He does roll a hit. So there goes one of the mortar half-tracks. Very nice. Looks like there's a Sherman. This is the 76, right? Yeah. So the M4A3 Sherman 76 is going to be the Sherman of choice. Coming out here for Ko's, and that's going to be honest, match up very well against a Stug. The Sherman 76 is fast, it hits hard enough, certainly to deal with a Stug, and obviously if you can get around to the sides or rear of that Stug, the German assault gun is toast. So I like the adaptation. Jimmy890, what do you do now? What do you do? Trailing by 50 tickets has had the bad end of the resource differential pretty much this whole match. Field control for Ko's has been pretty damn good. I feel like the northern area, this area of the map here, the sort of northeast of the map, has never really been seriously contested by German forces. Oh my god, and I know we're down to 1 mortar half-track, but the punishment is so brutal. Every shell, because you're firing at these tiny, fragile Wehrmacht squads, which I appreciate, the fragility has been ameliorated to some extent by the addition of the 5th man, but like any time you're hitting these weapon squads or the pioneers, they just have to fall back. And even if you hit the grenadiers, even with 5 men, they often have to fall back, so this is really brutal. Sherman 76 is going to immediately reveal itself, though, firing into those infantry, so Jimmy890 will be informed. A pack gun is a risky proposition here because, again, the mortar half-track. You know what, the more I think about it, the mortar half-tracks really do shut down a lot of what Wehrmacht does, don't they? So I mean, it's difficult to want to buy a pack gun when you know your opponent has a mortar half-track. It's so rough. And oh my god, these riflemen are actually going to get out of there. Oh, I thought there might be a chance for a squad wipe there, and that would have been a nice one for Jimmy890, but it's not going to come through. Rifle grenade hits the lieutenant very nicely there. Sherman 76 finds a good angle to do some damage. American forces are also pushing in south. 2 grenadiers won't be enough to hold them off. So Jimmy890 under pressure right now. Rear-esh Zooks. Can I find the Stug here? Mortar creeps forward into a lovely position. Oh god, what is this? Oh, he's using the delayed fuse rounds, right? Is that what that is? Was that a delayed fuse round? I feel like he used the delayed fuse barrage there for a second. Magpie hasn't noticed yet? You mean I haven't noticed why creative name is a mod? Oh my god, creative name is a mod! No, of course I knew he's a mod. I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly surprising to me. Look, well, I just judge people based on how they are on my channel, and on my channel, creative name is the voice of reason, so that's why he's a mod. Alright, we're going to have a Scott being added in for additional mobile indirect fire support and a second Stug. Huh. Two atypical compositions here are going to be tested against each other. And I feel like, unless Jimmy 890 can make some magic happen with these Stugs where he breaks through and is able to hit the soft targets, I feel like this has to favour Coase, especially if Coase has the spare change left over for another Sherman in the near future. Man, you really played him. Dude, I mean, if he played me by being the voice of reason, then did he really play me? I don't know. Delayed fuse rounds, ladies and gentlemen. That fuse was delayed. That's nasty. What's the Scott price? So mortar half track is 30 fuel. The Scott is a lot more. It's like 75. There you go. So quite a lot is the cost difference, to be honest. And some voices in chat insisting against the Scott. And I don't know. I've seen the Scott be punishing. I think the Scott is a less attractive option when you do have access to the mortar half track, but hang on now, American forces looking fairly nasty, poking on through, gets the anti-vehicle grenade onto the Stug, MG forced back, GR34 as well, still dead and up for grabs there. Kiting, with the engine broken on the Sherman 76, is this Stug, so that's really nice actually. Oh, Sherman 76 is going to turn its turret here to face the Stug G, he just desperately needs to rotate. Oh my god, I feel like if you realised, I mean that Stug was kind of dead anyway, so you might as well rotate and try to get the shot, and that might even have saved it if you get that shot earlier. But in the end, we trade out a Sherman 76 for a Stug, and on paper, that is a net gain for the Axis player. A Sherman 76 costs 125 fuel, and the Stug, I believe, is still 80. It's 90. It's 90. But still, that is a positive transaction for the German player. However, when you take into account the composition in the top left and the top right and the amount of resource differential there has been, the American player having so much better resources this game, that probably still works out as an absolutely fine trade for Coase, and that's a really rough place to be. Stug for Sherman is a good trade on paper, but I feel like in this exact game, it might not be enough. Now, that was the only actual proper medium armor unit for the American player, so that's something. This Stug can actually now make some pokes and try and find the soft targets again. This Stug is kind of unleashed to some extent. There's still no AT gun, of course, for the American player. So actually, with the Sherman being destroyed, the Stug is kind of the kingmaker on the field, which at 23 minutes in is a weird thing to say, but that's where we are. And oh my god. Is it just me, or is it like since the second mortar half track died, the Scott is actually just not providing the same wrath? Yeah, these weapon teams are having to fall back, but it's not quite in the same way as they were against the two mortar half tracks. So I remain unconvinced about the Scott. The advantage of the Scott, of course, over the mortar half tracks is that the Scott can fire while moving, and that is actually really good the later the game goes, in my opinion. But I still feel like there's easily a safe enough bubble, especially on a small map like this, where you can keep two mortar half tracks firing safely. So, yeah. The Stug itself isn't a threat. You're basically right, yeah. Unless it makes a really dangerous dive, I don't think it is, right? Imagine if all that fuel was a Sherman or a proper armor choice. Yeah, then the game looks so different.
We're losing a capture point.
Thing is, if that Scott was another Sherman, I see your point, J for Jet. I do see your point that that does give the Stug a target to shoot at, but I actually think that because the Stug is not a tank hunter, it's just not quite. It doesn't have the range. It doesn't have the power. It's good against medium tanks, but it is not great. And the Sherman 76 is more than a match for a Stug. I get that it costs more, but it is a match for a Stug, definitely. And if that was another Sherman, and then we have the money, which has just been spent on the Jackson, for a second Sherman or a Jackson. And once you have two Shermans or whatever against one Stug, I mean, everybody knows which way that goes. So I feel like there could have. I feel like that dynamic where you have two Shermans with a mortar half track and decent infantry support against one Stug is much better for the American player than this dynamic where we have like a Scott, a mortar half track against the Stug. It's just how it feels to me, but I am often wrong. So we do have a Jackson. It's going to be the next one out here. And we're up to double Stug once again. Jimmy 890 though, just bleeding fast. And I'm just... Stug's going to be enough to claw this game back. Difficult. Difficult to say. Doesn't seem likely, though. Stugs just didn't really have that much of an HP pool as well, so once the Jackson takes its toll... Well, I don't know. It is only one Jackson, no AT guns. So, will the damage be there? We're going to have to... Oh, the Jackson gets caught out! Got a nasty angle here. Now the target fire has to come down from this Stug. Oh, that's a miss. Where's the other Stug? The engine got broken, so it's out of the fight. Oh, two misses! Oh, no. Alright, Stug, you better not miss this next one. No, hold still. Hold still. You don't want to move. You don't want to move. Stop. There we go. Nice. Alright, he gets the Jackson with a Stug. If he can get this Stug out of here... Oh, he can't. Alright, fair enough. Whoa! Did Coase just miss the rifle grenade? Oh no, he didn't. Where's the rifle grenade? Did Coase just miss the rifle grenade? Why did the rifle grenade not come through? I feel like the rifle grenade probably would have killed the Stug. It's close, but I think it would have killed it. Wow. How did he not get the rifle grenade? I don't... Somebody help me out. Why didn't that rifle grenade go off? It looked like he was definitely looking for it, so how come it didn't come off? I'm confused. What? Did he just lose the Stug anyway? Where did the Stug die? Oh my god. He did lose the Stug anyway, so I mean, I reckon these guys got it with a rifle grenade. Where? Oh yeah, there it is, okay. That's rough. Smoke from the wreckage covered it. Ah, fair enough. That's a good explanation. Well, there was a ninja squad of riflemen in the backfield here who I think donks the Stug there with the final rifle grenade. So now we're back down to one Stug. And again, Jimmy 890, you can just feel unable to gain traction here. The wheels are spinning, and unable to really gain any momentum. Every time we get up to two Stugs and there's a glimmer of hope, he gets knocked back down to one Stug. He's got a fine infantry roster, but actually... you know, he's down at 67 under 340 and under a triple cap, but if he can just take the midline of the map, I actually think he might be okay because he's whittled down the US roster. There's no spine to this army, certainly not against this German army. Whoa, Jimmy. Okay, yeah. He's taking the VPs. That's what he needs to do. Yeah, I actually feel like if he's able to stabilize, this game could actually get difficult for Coase because the German army is bigger and better right now. It just is. And the US army is fragile and kind of small. So, okay, Jimmy gets out from under the clock at 49 tickets. He could actually stabilize and take this game.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Okay, yeah, Jimmy off the clock with 49 tickets. Let's see what happens.
Germans just cut off our supply lines.
Rifle grenade is not going to find anything. Stug here being super aggro, wants to find this. Okay, finally we have a captain and the AT gun is here.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
He needs to not get tagged by an anti-tank grenade here. He's good, he's good. Okay, oh no. But he can't. Okay, he gets some German boots onto east. Sorry, yeah, east, which is massive. Gonna lose mid, but that's acceptable. When you're taking... Oh no, but you can't be losing west as well. Oh man. What do we got here? Muha98, thank you very much for the follow there, friend. Appreciate the support. Welcome aboard.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Alright, all of the victory points are in flux right now. We need to take back mid and we're going to do it. I think he might... Yeah, he's going to lose a couple more tickets here. And every ticket is crucial. Every ticket is crucial. But Coase can't afford to sell any of his... He can't afford to lose any of his units here. Scott there with a lovely hit on those grenadiers. Jimmy... Oh, he's almost stabilizing. You can feel it. Oh, he did lose a grenadier squad actually over that last phase of play. He has lost one of his grenadier squads. It was on 4, now down to 3. But he's got triple MG. Holy... Wow. Yeah, he grabbed the American 50 cal, that's why. Jeez, and this Stug is still alive, getting repaired. 2 stars of veterancy, that's a big one for Stugs. Facing the wrong way here is a touch awkward. But yeah, 2 stars of veterancy, a big one for Stugs, of course. That's when they get the armor upgrade.
Rounds complete. Breach clear.
This mortar half-track has been a good one, hasn't it? 21 kills doesn't really tell the story because a lot of the work that indirect fire units do is just taking the health off units and forcing them to have to fall back to delayed fuse barrage as well, looking spicy here and there. Okay, here comes the Stug, ready to come back out, looking for the mortar half-track. Oh, he dives in through the AT gun. Risky. Risky. Oh my god, these Stug's accuracy is just poor, it seems. He's going to throw down the fragmentation bombing run on the AT gun. Splashing some damage onto the machine gun, but it's not enough. Now the Stug is in deep. He'll be losing the engine on that Stug for sure. He needs to kill the AT gun. There's no support there to do so, though. Which one are you going to go for? He wants the Scott. No? Okay, he's just going to reverse on out. The mortar half-track is going to block to... Oh, and the anti-vehicle grenade comes down. Uh-oh, Stug, what you going to do? What you going to do? Oh, no. The Scott smoke is like all over the place here, I think. Oh my god, this AT gun just not able to do work. Finally support breaks through here, so now the AT gun might have to run. Okay, is he going to get the 3-star mortar half-track? It's about time. The AT gun gets set up again. Ooh, where are the grenadiers? They've had to fall back. Okay, Stug. Hero Stug here is probably going to be brought down. He had a good run. He had a good run. Well, if in doubt, buy more Stug. So yeah, he's going to buy more Stug there. It's still stable on 46, now under 266. So, you know, Jimmy is making progress here. It's probably okay to trade out the Stug, because he got the... Did he get the mortar half-track? I didn't actually see. Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry. Okay. Ah, wow. Oh, okay, okay. In which case, yeah, losing the Stug there, a bit unfortunate then, obviously. I thought we picked up one of the fuel units for the American player. We didn't. Okay. What a waste of a good Stug. Couldn't have put it better myself, Pineapple. Okay, well, okay, so then we're in a dangerous position again, aren't we? Because there's a Jackson on the queue. The American player still has 2 indirect fire units, which are very vetted. The American player still has a small but good core of infantry units. If Jimmy 890, if he slips for an instant, it seems he will lose this game down at 46 tickets. We cannot allow the American player to access the midline of the map in any substantial way. And that's a lot of things to have to balance as the German player here. That is many plates that are spinning. And here comes the next Stug. Where's the AT gun? It's here. So here comes the Jackson. Yeah, I would prefer the Sherman as well. Because the thing is, your core infantry are actually you're outnumbered and kind of being overpowered in a lot of these fights by just the sheer amount of German stuff. Like 3 machine guns, 3 3-star vet grenadier squads with squad upgrade. Means that these 2 riflemen and 2 officers are kind of losing. And the Sherman would help out a lot there. As well as being, I believe, cheaper than the Jackson. So am I right on that? The Jackson is like 145. Yeah, so yeah, it's a decent saving. So yeah, I think you're getting more for a bit less with the Sherman. So I do agree with various voices in chats there who are all saying that the Sherman would be really helpful. And yeah, I mean, the thing about the Sherman 76 is you don't even have to worry about switching the ammo types or anything. It's just good. Like, it just hits. It's very good at dealing with stugs and also chipping away at infantry at the same time in the same fight. American units get west. Oh no! Oh, this sucks when this happens. We've all been here. He thinks those are capping. They are not. We'll see when Coase notices, but that's a shame. MG bunker actually getting set up in a pretty feisty location here. Okay, nice. Not going to last long though. The M1AT gun will deal with that. But did provide some value here. Oh, he almost got the cap there. Oh, this is so unfortunate for Coase. Oh. We've all been there. And 177 now, so a good, 200 tickets now Jimmy has held. Since he stabilized at, like, sub 50, Jimmy is holding. Lost one of his MGs in that last engage, in that last phase, but that's probably acceptable. The MGs, I would say, probably the most expendable unit in this list, if any of them. Oh my god, Coase. Oh no, that's been like a minute or more. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Coase now sees it, but oh, that could have maybe been a ticket or 2 taken off. And you see now with American forces coming through here, you really would have liked this one to have been captured by now, but it's just still on the way. And I believe, yeah, American forces will be pushed away. This is just too many angry Germans here to take east. So there would definitely have been a double cap there for some time. And this is, you know, every ticket right now is crucial for the German forces. So that would have been definitely some very significant damage that Coase has unfortunately almost been cheated out of by the fact that those infantry just didn't quite have a man in the circle. Is there a minefield on top VP? Yes.
We lost an infantry unit.
But it looks like most of the mines are actually here, so they're not really on the VP. So another Stug is now on the queue. It looks like a rifleman squad was lost, so Coase is actually getting pretty dangerously low on core infantry now, like really dangerously low. In a game that is about controlling victory points, that is risk. I would love it if Jimmy would just break off a machine gun to cover each of the side victory points or something. Because I feel like the machine guns aren't doing a massive amount of work in mid. You've just got enough infantry, you've got the Stugs in mid. So, I don't know, that feels like it would be a good thing to do. The Jackson is here, but hasn't really done that much. And it doesn't feel like it's going to do that much. I really would have preferred a Sherman because we just need something to help with all this Axis infantry. So rear Esh are going to be here. 140 tickets. Jimmy digging in hard here. American forces poised to pounce on mid. They have the machine gun overwatch. This GR-34 has been remanned up to 2 stars. And that's going to be pivotal in controlling these MGs in mid. Alright, double Stug. Let's see if we can just hold on to double Stug for a few minutes here, Jimmy. Let's not get too feisty. Let's just keep them alive. Oh god, he's coming for a poke with them. Really? Oh no, do we really need to do this? The Jackson's just waiting to exploit your flanks. Where are these Stugs going? Ooh, that was a double hit. Those vehicles were stacked. He got a double hit. That's rare. Okay, gets the Scott. Lovely angle here with the Stugs. Very nice. So it turns out that's where he was going with them. The Jackson rolls a miss? That was kind of a glitch. That shot just disappeared. So that's a bit unfortunate there for Coase. And Jimmy is just dug in hard on mid. Machine guns are doing their best, but the GR-34 is targeting them down. And there's just not enough American boots here. And the wave is broken. All of these core infantry losses that have been accumulating up for Coase are just telling there's not quite enough pushing power in this army. And the 5-man, 3-star Grenadier squads are more than equal to the task here. And Jimmy, look, I mean, he is navigating this game towards a win. There's still time for Coase. Anything could happen. But we've gone from a 360 tickets down to 113 now. And Jimmy remaining static at 46. So, you know, very much this is the story that we often see when it's, you know, Wehrmacht against almost any of the Allied factions. Of once they stabilize, they can definitely... What is with this glitch? Did you see that shell? That was another glitch shell from the Jackson. Is this... Have they broken the game on the last patch? That is 2 shells now I've seen. The Jackson just disappeared. Am I... Did you guys see that as well? That shell, it disappeared, like, on the bonnet. There was no hit animation, and I don't believe any damage came through. That's 2 for 2, and there was no miss, like, no mud kicked up or anything. The shell just disappeared. This Jackson is doing some weird stuff. I have to feel a bit for Coase. A couple of weird things happening here. Panzer IV on the queue. Oh, that's going to seal the deal. If this Panzer IV actually gets out, I think the game's probably over. A Panzer IV seems like the perfect unit here. That is a good point about the lack of 5-man Pioneers. Jimmy is stacking quite a lot of munitions. The 5-man Pioneers are a worthy upgrade. They do speed up your repairs, and that is the name of the game right now. 77 tickets and bleeding. American forces finally actually going to grab mid, and that's big. Oh no. So he loses the mortar half-track there. The Stug's just going to poke in and pick... Oh, don't extend the Jackson. All right, he's going to concede, yeah. Wow, yeah, Coase unable to retrieve that one. Jimmy managing to stabilize at a crucial moment. That was a good game. Oh, was there a double squad wipe there as well? Ooh. Okay, well, nasty. That's some nasty stuff for sure. Wow, brilliant game. Jimmy 890 taking a sweet win out on the channel there. Really nice to see. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I did feel that once Jimmy was able to stabilize, because he'd just been whittling down the American core infantry, and that usually means that if you're able to take the midline on the map, your opponent, it's really hard for them to do it again. And we saw some pretty good use of Stugs that game, actually, making them look like a really appealing choice against Shermans and Jacksons, and finally able to get to grips with the mortar half-track, which had been doing so much damage. Let me just quickly check the efficiency on that mortar half-track. I have to look. Oh. 209. I suppose it's because he built 2. I mean, 3.5k infantry damage is decent. So let's have a look at the Scott. That actually did 2.2k infantry damage. That's not terrible. Not terrible. But it just costs so much more. Yeah, so there we have it. Oh, nice shit. Well, thank you very much, J for Jet. Yes, I rather like this one, actually. I got it in a sale, and it's just become... It's such a comfy shirt for some reason. It's made of some really nice material. But and I got my beautiful little badge there, which we're sporting today. Anyway, cool. Well, that's unfortunately all I've got time for today. Gonna have to get back to work and all of that malarkey. Yeah, as for casting moving forwards, I will just have to keep you guys updated. Like I said in the early bit of this cast, which, by the way, if you guys have tuned in a bit late on and you want to sort of know what was going on with Magpie over the last few weeks, I'll upload this one to YouTube, and you can, right at the start of the first game, I just talked a little bit about what's been going on over the last few weeks. So yeah, definitely check that one out, youtube.com/magpie842. I'm not going to repeat myself now. Suffice to say, life has been busy since they started lifting lockdown in England, so I've had to be basically doing 3 months of work in 3 weeks. And it's been busy. Yeah, moving forwards, what I'm going to try and do is definitely be casting midday on Monday, because I like casting at midday on Monday, and that's the one that I'm going to try and really commit to. And then if I have enough time, also cast on Wednesday, Friday. But that's like subject to like asterisk if I have time, depending on how work is, I guess. I will post on the Wednesday I'll post in advance of the Wednesday and Friday casting slots on the Twitter at Magpie Caster and on the YouTube channel on the little community section. Which also shows up if you come to the Twitch bit. If you scroll down, there's like a Twitter widget down below. So even if you're not a Twitter person, which I totally respect because neither am I really, but it is a useful communication tool. But yeah, so you can come to the Twitch channel and then scroll down, and the Twitter updates are just like on the little widget under the stream. So you can just have a look there. And then you'll know, like, I'll try and post as soon as I can, whether I know if I'm going to be able to cast on a Wednesday or a Friday. And I'm going to keep the format the same because I just enjoy it. So we're going to cast a game of Deserts of Karak at the beginning of the stream and then cast as much Company of Heroes 2 as I have time for. Also, in the meantime, thank you very much for people who dropped some names. I'm going to get onto the Company of Heroes relic. I'm going to get onto the Company of Heroes 2 Discord, is what I mean to say. And, hit up some tournament organizers and see if anyone would be interested, because it's been such a long time since I cast a tournament, and I really love casting tournaments. It's so exciting. It's such fun. There's no better casting. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. It's so great that so many of my favorite names are in chat, and it's like you all didn't miss a beat. The discussion, the strategic analysis of what's going on in the games, everything. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. I hope you're all surviving. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having the best lockdown you can, whatever that looks like. I'll see you all next Monday at the latest. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I've had a blast. A couple of good games there of Company of Heroes. We got to see a Storm Tiger. We got to see a tight hold from Jimmy 890. Good stuff. And I'll be bringing more to you as soon as I can. Cool. That's me done. You all have fun now. Have a good day. I'm off.